How's it going, Sat? When you guys watch the tape, how did you like the breakdown between sustained drives and then the big play drives? Was that the balance you like to see, or were there some other things that's like saying, well, maybe if we could have sustained that one more before we hit the big play?
We're never going to turn down the big plays. I mean, 2 touchdowns in the first 7 plays would take that. I mean, because you're always trying to find ways to start fast. Wish it was like that every game. It's a heck of a problem to have. But yeah, sustaining the drives. There's a couple drives within the game that just a couple decisions. Just getting the first down, like just decisions on the field that we got to be better at that would allow us to stay out there a little bit longer.
The touchdown pass from Joyner to Wells, what kind of went into that play call, and why did you feel like that was the right time to bust it out there? And how have you practiced
We've
that?
been working it since fall camp. I mean, it was supposed to go to another position. They did a nice job. They covered it up. DK just his instinctive quarterback play kicked in. He scrambled, felt the pressure, found Juice in the scramble and hit him. And it's a great play by DK, a really good play by Juice.
Coach Beamer said after the game and then again on Tuesday that a lot of what y'all did against Vanderbilt was plays you've run many times before, even against Missouri. How replicable is that offensive performance you guys had last week going into these last 3 games?
I mean, I wish it was as easy as saying, well, we did it once, we can do it again, but you just have to hit the reset button and you have to have a great week of practice. It was nice last week to have those plays because those were the plays we talked about we didn't get to use against Missouri because we weren't on the field enough. And so, we've shown some stuff, so now we got to go back and run the same type of plays, but maybe format them a little differently. Continue to get the ball in the guys' hands that are making plays and just practice really well and prepare really well this week. That's the only way that we're going to have a chance to win.
19 touches sufficient for Jaheim? Is that about where you guys wanted it, I guess? And how much did you guys kind of envision his role sort of last week with Marshawn being banged up and taking to that running back role as well?
I think he embraced it. That was the key, the key ingredient. If he plays running back, it's not hard to get him touches. You hand him the ball. So I think that he is an exceptional athlete who's really, really good. It's like going back in time. Like he ran a couple of those routes, and I'm an SEC fan growing up, so I just remember Bo Jackson, all those big running backs at Auburn, Georgia. Like that's what he looks like. He looks like a 1985 SEC running back, and he's had a good week last week, and he's continuing to prepare at all positions, and has a great attitude and just keeps getting better and better. Can't wait to see what he does here, this week and then moving forward.
So how would you kind of evaluate the run game when it wasn't getting explosive plays without Marshawn? And if Marshawn is limited this week, and how confident are you going down there with the guys you have?
Very confident. Again, with Jaheim and those guys, I'm proud of our staff. I think our staff did a remarkable job. Like it's easy to say you can't run the football if you don't have Marshawn Lloyd, but it's another thing to go to work and find different ways of running the football. And I thought our run game guys did a nice job of figuring out ways to get the ball on the perimeter to get in those guys. And we got to continue to be very creative in the run game to make sure that, until Marshawn we get, fully healthy at that position, we can move the ball.
As far as execution goes, from start to finish, do you feel like that was the best y'all did that way in a game?
Best we executed from start to finish?
Yeah.
I would yes and no. I mean, you just have such a bad taste in your mouth after that Missouri, game that everything felt terrible at that point. But we executed. We did some stupid things. We did some good things. But the thing that, we challenged our guys on that we hadn't been doing the weeks prior was our best players have to play well, and our best players have to make plays. And when the ball's in the air, you got to go catch it and make a play with it, and they did that.
And Spencer, as far as how he played, what are your general thoughts on that? And out of those 3 touchdowns that he had, is there a particular one of those 3 throws that you felt like was the best?
I think the last one was really good because that's a real grown-up football play in the red zone. It wasn't a fade. It wasn't a scramble. It wasn't an explosive 40-yard play action pass. It was a tight zone concept, and he had to progress through it and threw it on time to Juice, and that was really cool to see. And just his excitement coming off the sideline. We've been working certain concepts and stuff down there for a while. To be able to go down there and call it on second down and execute it and get the touchdown, I think it was a big moment for us.
Sad, I guess, on Jaheim. How actually difficult is it for a guy like that to maybe bounce between tight end, running back, balancing that, but also go into a week when he has been repping at tight end and receiver and all that, and then go to actually trying to be a running back and taking 16 carries? I mean, what actually goes into that?
I mean, it's just a lot of hard work, a lot of meeting time with multiple coaches, and the coaches did an extremely well job between Mo and Jody of getting him ready to play tight end and playing running back. They've continued to do that. He meets extra. He gets extra work out on the field, extra individual. So it's just going to be take hard work for him to continue to get better, and that's what he's doing right now, him and his coaches.
Is that in the film you've been able to watch of Florida? What have you seen, and what kind of challenges does that defense present?
I mean, a lot of challenges. When you think of Florida, it's no different this year. I mean, big, lengthy athletes, explosive speed. Got some guys on the back end that have played a lot of football. Some disruptive players up front. I mean, 21's 413 pounds or something like that. I mean, he's immovable, so we got to make sure we know where he is. 9's unbelievably active. 33, 51, 52, 2, 16, 6. I mean, they're all really, really good players, and so just their scheme and athleticism alone, we're going to have to be playing at a high level and executing at a high level to be able to move the ball and score points.
We heard Coach Beamer talk about your three first-year freshman quarterbacks. Just wanted to see what your perspective was on those three guys, and I want to ask you about two more freshmen when you're done talking about the QBs.
I met with a couple of them the other day just to tell them don't get frustrated. None of them are disappointing us at this point. I know that's frustrating for them because they're not all of them getting to travel and getting to dress, and they're not getting to play in games. And they don't get a lot of reps in practice other than scout team reps, and then the Sunday night football we do with our young players. So I just wanted to touch base with them, let them know they're moving right along as we expected. You see them all making some good throws. They all have arm talent. They all have athletic ability. They work really hard in the meeting room. They meet with us just like with Spencer and Luke and all those guys. So I think that they are progressing in a manner in which you'd expect a freshman to progress, and we're excited to see where they can go after this season.
Then two of your skill guys, Kyleek and Xavier Short, what have you seen from those guys as they've kind of progressed?
I noticed Kyleek the other night. Xavier's been a little banged up and hadn't practiced in a couple of weeks, but Kyleek was running routes on Sunday night, and you can just feel him. He was running an 18-yard dig route, and just when he ran by me, just the power and his explosiveness, and he broke it off sharp, moving 100 miles an hour. It was a little bit of a high ball. He jumped up there and snagged it. So I think his progression, his development and his improvement is one that's really shown and really jumped from the moment he got here to kind of figuring it out, to where he is now. You can just see him starting to kind of not relax in a good way or in a bad way, but relaxing, like understanding I can do this, like I can play here. And I've seen just the improvement just in the last month with him. Exciting.
Is that a philosophical question? I hope it makes sense. But where, as an offensive coordinator, where do you draw the line of seeing something you might like and trying to install it for a game week, or sticking with the package? How do you kind of balance those two maybe warring ideals?
I mean, you have to be careful because you can see things, whether it be on TV or on film of other people playing the opponent you're about to play, and it works, to perfection. It opens up zones, it opens up fronts, but if it doesn't fit the mode or fit the style in which you're playing, your offense is playing, then it's usually hard during the season, without an open week to try to implement something new. But if there is some carryover to it, to something that we do, then we for sure would have no issue, putting in new things. But we wouldn't want to go totally off the rails and start trying to be, Mike Leach and run and shoot or anything like that.
We saw Trey Jones play a lot more. I think Shane said he played every snap. What did you kind of see from him, and how do you kind of stack up your left guard situation as a whole right now?
I feel good at left guard. We have two guys there that compete, and so our program's built on competition. And anytime you can have guys that have the ability to go and play in SEC games and be productive, that's a good thing. So, it's really up to them. Like, they come out, they practice. Whoever practices the best that week plays, and if they continue to play well during the game, they stay out there. And if there's any struggles, then we have a good backup plan. But, very happy with both him and Vershawn, and have 100% confidence in both of them, and know that we can, be successful with both of them in the game. Awesome. Thank you, guys.